This is BBC4. The next programme contains some strong language.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Screenwipe from Hollywood. Honestly, I have to do that because the Hollywood sign itself is copyrighted, and for me to allow it to appear on screen would cost us thousands of dollars. I can, however, call the people who own the copyright a bunch of money-grabbing bastards for nothing. That's showbiz. Not so long ago, if someone said the words American television to you, a million bad pictures immediately formed in your mind.
Soft focus soaps starring shoulder pads instead of people, whooping inbreds tossing cars over swamps, sitcoms half as funny as breaking your jaw on a door frame, and shape-shifting festival of idiocy, Manimal.
Today, all that's changed, and it's painfully obvious that most of the American shows that make it onto our screens make British TV look like, well, a load of old tut, quite frankly. American TV has thrown off its shoddy reputation and is now widely regarded as some of the best and occasionally the worst TV in the world. So what can it teach us Brits, if anything? We'll get onto that in a minute, but first, because we're a British show doing a US special, let's kick things off with an absolutely pointless and needless, "Woo, look, we're in America, hoo-hoo-hoo," type montage, because apparently that's the law. There's a lot of TV in the US and the setup's quite different to ours. Chances are you've heard of the main networks but don't know quite which does what in the where now. So here's a handy cut out and keep guide. The oldest network is CBS, which started broadcasting in 1939 and is sometimes known as the Tiffany Network, thanks to its reputation for slightly blue-chip programming. In the past, it spawned classics such as the harrowing Laugh-a-thon MASH and the slightly less harrowing Oil Baron-a-thon Dallas. It currently keeps its oar in with hits like gruesome forensics drama CSI. Then there's NBC, known as the Peacock Network, the people who brought you the wonderful Columbo and the equally wonderful Hill Street Blues, currently enjoying success with a somewhat flashier than ours version of Deal or No Deal, and an assured colloquial take on The Office. ABC's next, owned by Disney and sometimes referred to as the Alphabet Network for reasons beyond the realm of normal human understanding. For years a poor cousin to CBS and NBC, ABC eventually came into its own during the 60s and 70s thanks to a combination of sports and mass appeal froth like Charlie's Angels, as well as high-profile, high-caliber miniseries like the excellent Roots. Often sparky and innovative, it's currently home to the sassy suburban fest, Desperate Housewives, and the downright unusual Lost. The final member of the Big Four is also the newest, Fox, founded in 1986 by
Fox didn't really start kicking network ass until 1989 with the launch of the hilarious and satirical Simpsons. Today it's home to blockbusters like crypto-fascist masturbatory Fantasy 24, the upliftingly world-weary House, and the altogether shiny and happy American Idol.
Shiny and new.
These terrestrial networks operate under the unforgiving gaze of the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, a shadowy government agency best known in recent years for taking a very dim view of anything that might possibly contravene their indecency regulations.
In 1972, Home Box Office, or HBO, became the first premium cable network. Today, it's the home of some of the most admired television in the world, ranging from the brutal yet literate Sopranos to Larry David's foul-mouthed comedy of LA manners, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Fuckhead, shit-faced, cocksucker, asshole son of a bitch!
Cable networks aren't subject to the FCC's decency guidelines, which is why Tony Soprano and Larry David are free to turn the airwaves as blue as they like.
Scum-sucking motherfucking whore!
Here's Lewis Black from The Daily Show, who's got some views on TV censorship all of his own.
Ever since 9/11, there are two things that scare the hell out of the leaders of the United States. First, that there might be a terrorist attack. And second, that possibly a naked body might be exposed on a television screen. This all started back at the Super Bowl when Janet Jackson was performing. But before she came out to do her little dance, there was Justin Timberlake. So there he is doing his little dance with that little hat. And out comes Janet. And Justin sees her and he goes, I'm going to touch with my pee-pee. And he starts chasing her around. And she's going, no, no, no. And he's going, I'm going to touch with my pee-pee. No, no, no. I'm going to touch with my pee-pee. No, no, no. And then he finally touches her with his pee-pee and he grabs her. And he accidentally rips her dress. And for an instant, there's a flash of flesh on the screen. Just like that. Well, I woke up the next morning and my beloved country had completely lost its mind. I turned on the TV. Holy God! Did you see the Super Bowl yesterday? It was absolutely staggering. Janet Jackson's breast exposed to the entire nation. What will we do? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. They showed it over and over and over again. Every channel you went to, it was on the internet. The Goodyear blimp had shots of it. You could go anywhere to see it. And then the leaders came out and said, bring us the breast. We must see the breast. And they locked themselves up. And they examined that breast from every angle. They examined that breast for so long that I actually thought Osama bin Laden was hiding in it. And then they came out and said, we've seen the breast. What will it do to the children? Nothing. It'll do nothing to the children. I don't know if they remember what it was like to be a child, but let me tell you, when I was a kid, you know what I wanted to see? I wanted to see a titty.
When the BBC ordered me to go out and make an American special, I raided the archives and dug up a couple of old copies of Jonathan King's Entertainment USA. You know what? It's not that bad.
Just a few steps from the downtown business area.
As well as highlighting the shiny side of Americana, he does a bit of social commentary too.
Dilapidated buildings, crumbling shacks, broken and boarded up windows.
Although in retrospect, some of the footage is a little unsettling.
Isn't he sweet? Can you imagine the depressing feeling when for the first time the doors clanged shut in front of you? From Alcatraz prison in San Francisco, that's the end of Entertainment USA this week. We'll see you next week. Okay, you can open the doors now. You can open the doors now.
They say tomato and we say tomato if we're taking the piss out of the way the royals speak. Yes, we like to think the Americans are just the same as us apart from their wonky vowels and extra confidence, which is why we've been trying to flog them our old junk for years. Marmite sandwiches! Marmite sandwich from England?